Okay, I'm at 5536 Durwood Street in Dayton, Ohio. I'm doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, anything that would be concerning to the buyer. Our access location is a roof vent. Should be a stack. This does have a full basement, so we're a long ways, probably 20 feet or so from the bottom, and this should go all the way down through the basement floor and then out to the main. The only other line, see, it looks like this is going to turn, because it says 14 feet, and I think we're going to have to be way higher than that to get turned completely vertical. Completely horizontal. Okay, we have some PVC. That's a good sign to make it easier on the camera anyway. But I believe it would be cast iron in the floor. And here we are. And then, this has already got a bunch of turns. So this, a lot of times, will make it really hard to get the camera through, but looks like we are horizontal, which is good. So it should be cast iron until it leaves the house, and then switch over to clay, which looks like we're going straight down and out and changing to clay almost immediately, which would indicate to me that this is going out the back, because we're only a few feet from the edge of the house here on the back of the house where the stack is. Either one of those materials, the cast iron, it's a good thing it's short. Cast iron is more likely to cause soft clogs, and you only had a couple feet of that, so that's really good. And it looked like it was in good shape. And clay is a really good material also, but it tends to, the most common thing we see with clay is usually root intrusion. And now there are no trees in this backyard. There's one in the neighbor's yard that might be big enough to creep over this way, but there's nothing in this backyard that leads me to believe that it would be close enough to have any root intrusion, but we'll see as we go, obviously. But yeah, clay's been used well over 100 years in sewer lines, and a lot longer than that in other things. So it's a really good material as far as longevity is concerned. And it just tends to have a few things that, like I said, the main thing is just the root intrusion. So I'm already having a little bit of trouble pushing. And we are out 70 feet, 20 of that's. Well, I guess I was wrong there. I guess those trees are close enough to get the roots in there. And so what we're going to have to do here is I'm going to have to pause the video. I'm going to go down, turn some water on in the bathroom and try to flush the line out and push, help get the camera pushed out further. Now, so these roots could either come from the trees in the back, or I'm assuming it comes from the next door, the house next door. Usually they say if you're about 10 feet beyond the drip edge of the tree, or how far out the tree branches go from that tree, that it's a pretty good rule of thumb as far as how far the roots will travel. But as old and mature as these trees are, I'm assuming these are coming from the neighbor's trees. So I do see evidence of a small tree on the fence line in the back, but I don't see anything that would be new enough in the backyard. There probably was a tree back here at one time, but I don't see anything presently that would lead me to believe it's coming from anything in this backyard. So again, I'm going to pause the video. We're going to go turn some water on, and then see if we can finish up the inspection. All right, well, water level's high. I've flushed the toilet. I'm running a tub and a sink, so it should help me push through all this stuff, but I'll probably have to go in and turn it back off, because I think I'm pushing through I probably pushed through those roots there, which is about 70 feet. Yeah. maybe 71. Yep, about 71 feet. Yeah. So hopefully that's the only little bit of roots we see. 71. So we'll see if I can get all the way out to the main, and then we'll turn the water off. So the hard part about this is that because there is no stack, to clean this, they're probably going to have to uncover a stack somewhere that's in the wall that's been finished over with drywall or something else. It's like I'm up against some roots here. I don't know how heavy this is, but this is where we run into issues, because if there is enough roots, and I'm out 110 feet, so I can't really do anything about getting any more strength behind this, and the fact that I don't have a good clean out makes it tougher for me to push hard enough to get this thing to maybe poke through some root intrusion. But yeah, I can't get through this. So what I'm going to have to do now is I'm going to have to I'll go in, turn that water off. I'm going to locate exactly where this is to show you know, that I'm unable to proceed past this 110 feet mark. It's probably about 90 feet from the house, which should put us pretty far towards the end of the backyard, but I don't know where the sewer main is. So but at any rate, I will going to pause the video, turn the water off, try to let that drain down a little bit, and then we'll mark this spot to let and mark it as unable to proceed, UTP, and then the line will have to be cleaned and re-inspected to see if they can get past this point. in the line to be able to, you know, get a full 4-inch knife, double knife, a 4-inch double knife all the way out to the spot that they need to. Here it is where we're leaving the house, and so I did put a green flag with some paint at the spot where I was blocked at, and it is maybe 10 feet from the fence line, and it's about 8 foot 7 inches deep. That's to the invert. That's where the camera is. It's the inside bottom of the pipe. The cast iron, a little bit of the cast iron that's in here looks good, and didn't see any problems with that or the line out until about 70 feet when we started seeing the roots. And so we're going to go vertical so you can see about 27 feet before we ever get out of the house. And so 110 feet, it's about 80 feet from the house. And we did about 80 feet of pipe from the base of this stack. But we'll reference, obviously the references in the report will be from the video, obviously not the actual places here. And so some of the vertical was replaced to, I guess, put a new sink line or a new tub line in the, probably in the upstairs bathroom, that's what it looks like. Here we go out of the top. And here we are back on the roof. So, I doubt you can see it back there, but there's a green flag back there about 10 feet from the property line. And it's 8 foot 7 inches deep. And so, overall, basically the line looked good structurally out to, out to that 82 foot mark, or 82 foot, the 110 foot mark. At that point, obviously, we were unable to proceed due to a blockage that we were unable to identify due to it holding water and debris. I'm gonna recommend that the line be cleaned thoroughly, and then for all the roots, and then re-inspected after it's cleaned, so that you can check the condition of the areas that we couldn't see due to the roots, and obviously the remainder of the pipe past that 110 foot mark. It may only be 5 to 10 feet, but we have no way of knowing. I couldn't find a manhole at least I couldn't visually see a manhole from this backyard, so I don't know if it's another 10 feet. It could be on the other side of the fence. It could be, 3 feet away. It's hard telling. But overall, yeah, it needs a good cleaning and a re-inspection to check for structural integrity. And then in the future, most likely you're going to have to do regular maintenance until you can get these, either these are remnants of an old tree or they're coming from the neighbor's trees, in which case it's something you're going to have to do regular maintenance on. There are permanent solutions to roots, such as liners and just replacing the line, but these are things that have been taken care of with maintenance for years. So it just kind of depends on how you feel about all that. But yeah, main thing is get the line cleaned, re-inspected, and then go from there. So that's going to end the inspection at 5536 Durwood Street in Dayton, Ohio.